What's going on, guys? Welcome back to talk about Transformers. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Worf Cybertron Earthrise Optimus Prime, but this is the Voyager class Netflix version that came with a couple of Battle Masters. It is not the leader class, so there's no trailer. And with all that said, we'll go ahead and take a look at truck mode details. First and foremost, he's got the nice silver stripe down the side. The thickness is not consistent. This is about half as thick as this is, and it widens out here too, so I don't know why they didn't just, paint it all the way across. The molding doesn't even look like that's what it's meant to do, so that's kind of weird. Headlights look like they're picked out in clear plastic with some paint around it for the silver. You got silver bumper, silver grille, silver around the windscreen with silver windshield wipers. You've got some clear plastic on the side to kind of do windows, but no paint on the side view mirrors. Nice Autobot symbol painted though. You've got the gas tanks, which I don't have folded out, so let's do that real quick. Gas tanks folded out. You've got smokestacks in silver, some details here in the back with a gap, and you can fill that with this gun. We'll show that off in a bit. Coming around to the other side, you've got the same sort of stuff on the top. You've got some blue for the hinges poking through, but other than that, it's pretty clean. You've got silver for the front of the robot leg detail. On the back of the trailer, all the wheels are painted with silver on the hubcap areas again. And then on the bottom, it's just a bunch of gray stuff. So that's pretty much him in truck mode. You've got some details molded in the back of the bed, but nothing is painted. Then you've got some silver down here above the wheel. So just some silver stuff and some painted stuff. And we'll put him down and we'll take a look at what he comes with accessory wise. You have his ion blaster. We'll go ahead and fold that open. It is all black plastic, just molded in black plastic. Got some nice details. They tried to integrate the hinge into the design, which is kind of nice. And then you've got this weird nubbin on the side, so you could plug it in to hands or what have you. You could have him holding it and just kind of his hand on the side if you wanted to. But there's his gun. It just folds in half. You've got a little peg and a port that'll come together, and then when it's folded up, there's a little clip feature there kind of, and it's just going to kind of click softly into place, so that doesn't just come open, it doesn't just shake open. You got to actually pry it open a little bit, and in order to store it, you can take this either of these ports, and you could port it here, you could port it here, you could port it in the trailer hitch, you could port it in the Siege trailer hitch, but there's a port here in his back, and I will just put the gun in there, and it kind of fills up that gap. And I think that the bulk of the gun, even with the little magazine up here, looks better than the gap, so that's usually how I'm stored. It also comes with two Battle Masters, one I like and one I don't care about, so we'll start with that one. He is a ramp with a robot on the back, and the robot's got painted body with silver, and he's got a painted black face, and there's a lot of transparent plastic, which is distressing. And he's got this tab that I've already folded out, and you can just kind of plop him on the side here and pretend he doesn't exist at most angles. So there's his shield weapon. Then we've got the one I actually like, which is this battle axe that also actually kind of looks like a shield when it's all folded up like this. And so what I do to plug that in is I'll have the pterodactyl head folded out, and I'll just put it in the hole in the gun for when it folds out into gun mode. And there it's on the roof. If you wanted it to sit a little flatter, you could fold the pterodactyl's feet out like that, and you can put it on the roof, and there he's got all his accessories, and that's about it for that. So I'm going to go over the little guys, and then we'll get into some size comparisons and transformations. So we'll take a look at that. Alrighty, starting off with the ramp. He is a shield and a ramp, and to transform him into robot mode, you fold the peg up into the chest, pull the legs and arms away from the shield pieces, then fold the shield up and you're going to have a couple of ports and holes that are going to kind of line up and squeeze together. Is there tabs on the side too? Yeah, you got a tab for that, and then these two notches for blast bumps go in this hole, and this blast bump goes in that hole, and it just kind of sandwiches together. And then his legs were tabbed together too, and you can pull them apart. And there you've got a little robot, and it's super lazy, and I don't like it. Articulation on the little robot. He's got no articulation on his head. He's got arm at the shoulder, can move 180 degrees from the top to the bottom. And then there's a cutout so that way you can get some outward movement and twist. No elbow, no wrist, no bicep, no waist. You got a hip joint, gets you out all the way if you kind of push it uncomfortably. Forward, same issue, it only gets you this far, and then back it's not going really anywhere. And there's no thigh swivel, just kind of the ball joint there at the hip, and there's no knee and there's no foot, and that's him. Alright, now we'll take a look at this one, which I actually like better. And if you hadn't guessed, his shield mode is the same as his ramp mode, so I don't have to really discuss that. So here he is. I just have him all folded up here. But in order for him to be an axe, they don't tab into place, but they will kind of just softly rest into place, the blades, and then fold the handle out and make sure the feet of the pterodactyl are folded up. And there you have a little axe, and it looks kind of cool, even though the handle's too short. But if you have the gun that came with any of the sound wave, the gun that came with the sound waves, you can fold it out into a handle. It's just going to be great. Get out of here, you fly. In order to turn him into a pterodactyl, go ahead and rotate the head around, fold the handle up, spread the wings out farther, and then just fold the little feet down. You can tilt the head so that he can stand like this, or you can have him in a flying dealio and have him zipping around, and he's just a cool little guy. Articulation, the wings flap from here all the way in, so that's a decent amount of ring articulation for a tiny figure. His head just moves up and down because of the transformation. Same with the feet, so not a lot of posability on him, but he's just a little beast Aerodactyl axe guy, and that's great. So there is he, that is him. I'm going to go ahead and just fold him back up. And then Optimus Prime's articulation is that he can roll. You can see his tires, they're rolling, and that's nice. My table's not the best for that though. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get to our size comparisons, and then we'll take a look at his transformation. And there he is with the Rubik's Cube, Gormagala, Bumblebee, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime without the trailer, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime with the trailer, and Voyager class Snapdragon, which is going to be the next Voyager review. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Getting into Optimus's transformation, we're going to remove the gun and set it down for now. Pull the middle flap, the top flap, and the bottom flap out in whatever order you want. Just know that there's 3 different flaps. Then I'll fold the legs down to form the waist, and fold the kneecaps down and open up the feet, and you pretty much have your lower body all done. I'm going to keep them together just so that way I don't have to worry about it. Spin them around and fold the gas tanks in, and they will not tab out. They just kind of flop around, but you've got a tab here that'll go into a slot there. And then what I like to do is I'll pull his arms back and fold these side panels in to fill out the waist. Then I'm going to go ahead and rotate the arms out and fold the hands out. So that way his arms are pretty much ready to go, and they're out of my way for what I need to do next, which is going to be to detach the front of the cab, revealing the fake grille and chest section. We'll go ahead and fold the arms out around it. Open this panel. There's a tab and a slot keeping it together, and you're going to rotate his head out and there's a little cutout here for that slot to go into, or the tab to go into, and now there's a tab on the other side too. So you just line that up and plug that. Plague. You know what? Plague is my word. I'm gonna say plague. If other people can have words, I can have plague. Dang it. All right, we'll go ahead and spin them around at the waist, and then we're gonna take the panels we folded out at the beginning and fold them all the way in, and they will come together in the middle here. We're gonna unclip the front, the bottom grill area from the wing screen. It just tabs in very solidly up there. Untab it and fold it down, and these two notches on the tabs here are going to rest in these holes. They don't really tab in super secure, they rest. Then you've got a tab and a tab, and they're going to go in this notch and notch, and so you're just going to clamp it all together, and then come around to his butt flap, fold the bumper around, and then fold the tires up, and there is a tab and a slot that will hold them together. If you don't like the bumper booty, you can literally fold it halfway and unclip it and take it off, and then there you go. But I'm going to leave it on because it doesn't bother me too much. I have MP44 for an Optimus Prime that doesn't have wheels on his butt, so this guy's allowed to have wheels on his butt. And then the reason, split his legs, the reason I did the arms the way I did is because now you just have to pull the elbows out and fold the arm down, and they're oriented properly. There he is in his robot mode. So we'll go ahead and take a look at his details and get into his articulation. Alright, to start out with, this guy has got blue on the eyes and silver on the faceplate and the little crest up there. I'll make sure you're focused on his head. There's no paint in between the eyes, which bothers me a little bit. I wish there had been. I believe there was paint that way on the Siege version, but since I didn't pick any version of that up, I can't just swap the heads out. He's got this dull green color behind his windscreen, which kind of resembles the color that was back there on the Siege character model, which wasn't on any of the toys, I think, until the new premium edition that just came out. The original leader version with the trailer had this in silver, but it is not. You've got silver striping on the side only until you get to the seam here, and then this is all just red. You've got the silver bumper grill area. You've got yellow on his pants, blue on his pants, and that is painted on, and it goes all the way to the back. His legs are gray. Front of the legs, you've got the silver detail I pointed out in the truck bed. Side of the legs is just the silver and black for the wheels, and the back is just gray. And I thought these things would transform more, but it's just they just put basically filler pieces in and made them so they don't transform, because these are the Siege legs reversed. And then you go up and you've got the silver on the smokes, little gas tanks kind of just sitting there in the back. You've got his butt wheel plate. You've got some details molded in here, but not a lot of picked out paint. You've got the silver on the smokestacks. The stripe on the side of his arm comes through on his arm like that, and then you've just got your Autobot symbol here, and that pretty much covers him for details. So we'll go ahead and take a look at articulation for the head. He can move a full 360 on the ball joint. He can look up a decent amount. He can look down pretty good, and he can do sides to sides if you want him to. So there he is. We can do a full 360 unhindered on the arm. It can bend 90 degrees out at the elbow, and you can mix and match that with the swivel to get what you want. You've got a bicep swivel that is 360. You've got an elbow joint that goes 90 degrees. You've got a wrist swivel, and all of the fingers are on a base pin, molded in typewriter fingers, but at least, I mean, it's a Voyager class figure basically that's got finger articulation, so you can't really complain about that too much unless, you know, you're a butthole, but that's okay. He's got hindered waist articulation. It only goes about this far with the butt flap, but you can either unfold the butt flap and rotate it down and give him some weird side skirts, get it where you need it to, and then just kind of fold it up and tuck it away as much as you can, or as mentioned before, you can pop it off and then he can just do whatever he wants with the waist, because it's 360 for transformation, so the power is there if you choose to wield it. I don't care. Hips go forward all the way. They go back that far. Remove the butt plate for better hip, but it is still going to have this panel, so you'll have to angle it out slightly because this does not go away, as far as I know. Let's go ahead and test that theory, shall we? Yeah, so you'd have to spread it a little bit, and even then the molding starts to run into the body up here, so you're only going to get this far back ever, and it's at the cost of angling the leg out, so you might as well just eat that and keep his butt plate on, because there's no real reason to take it off. The only reason I keep taking it off and putting it back on is to show you how easy it is, so that way people, you know, don't skip out on a really great figure just because it has a butt plate. He can go out to the side all the way. You've got a thigh swivel cut because you've got this blue piece here and then the silver piece around it, so you can do 360 there. Over 90 degrees of bend at the knee, which is really nice. Got that nice knee articulation. And then at the foot, you've just got your tiltage, and then the toe and heel will bend for transformation, so you can use that to your advantage if you want. And that pretty much does it for articulation. We'll take a look at his accessory that I have not showed yet, so you can open up his chest and reveal a matrix of leadership. This is loose now. That's not nice. Mine just kind of falls out because my nephew actually snapped the handle off and I had to glue it back on. But that's okay, because now it comes out real easy instead of struggling. Got a peg in the back, so you could actually like peg it onto a gun or something if you wanted to. You could take his gun and just plug his matrix on, so that way he's got matrix power if you want to. It's a loose fit, but to stay in, you've got tab kind of shaped detailing in there that just sits in the handles, and it usually holds it pretty snug, but mine got broke, so. And then to put it in, you just, obviously, you've got this detail at the top that makes it the top, so that's the way it goes in. So we'll close up his chest. We'll bring his gun in, and you can store it on his back like we did in vehicle mode. You could store it on his back with this peg, which might be why it's there. My preferred way is to store it so with the handle and magazine are down, and it's just snug in there, and it looks like it fits real nice, and that's how I'll store it. But we'll go ahead and put it in his hand, and there he is with his gun. Open the fingers a little so that the way they're not in the way, and he's got his gun. It's kind of a loose fit because of the finger thing, so it spins, but that's okay, just don't bump it. You can take this stupid shield guy and just blam him in this port, so he's got a shield, and then we'll go ahead and bring our axe in. Why do I always have the feet out? I don't know. There you go. There's the axe. So you can have it like this or like this. We'll put it like this for now, and we'll put it in his hand. And there he's got all his weaponry in his hands. I'm just going to take these Battle Masters out, though. To be honest, they've just sat in a bin until this review, because the only thing I really care too much about is the Ion Blaster. So that is his articulation, his accessories, all of that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get into some size comparisons here. Alright, there he is with the Rubik's Cube, the Gormagala statue, Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, and Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime again, but the leader size. And an addendum to his review, I remember this on Ultra Magnus, but I always forget it on him. But you also want to turn his waist around, so that way you've got the smaller yellow details out, because the other side is the standard Optimus waist. So that's what he is supposed to look like. That's what his waist is supposed to look like, so there you go. There you have that. There you got him with the Voyager class Snapdragon. There he is with his Masterpiece counterpart. So, you know, it's a pretty good official Voyager-sized Optimus Prime that's going for the G1 look. I mean, this one's super cartoon accurate, and this one's your stylized Chuck figure. So they both fill a role, and I'm happy that I've got both of them. Yeah, that about does it for him. It's a great figure. I got the leader one because I saw a copy and I liked the robot but didn't care much about the trailer, so I just sold the leader class version to my brother. And then I hoped down the line they'd release a Voyager in the vein of a pack like this, and they did, so I picked it up, and I actually like the deco on it better. This one's got blue here all along the legs, with the original one these were gray pieces, so that's why some of the joints are blue too, because they're on the same sprue as this, I'm guessing. But I just like the way the blue looks, and I don't mind the blue in the joints. So the Battle Masters, I could take it or leave them. I'm really glad to have that pterodactyl axe because I just like that design, and I didn't have to go out and buy it separate. The shield can just go straight in the bin. He actually goes in a bin, and the pterodactyl actually gets put in my weapons. So I care more about him than the shield. The shield just goes in a bin of things I don't do anything with. So I can easily get the pterodactyl. It took me like 5 minutes to find the shield. Either way, posability is great. Transformation is really cool. Both modes look good. All you need is the gun. And get it if you haven't already. I'm sure you did. If you haven't got this already and you knew it existed, then why did not you get this? Unless it's at super ridiculous scalper prices. In which case, I'm so sorry. But that's about it. So go ahead and leave a like on the video. Comment what you think of the figure, what you think of the review, what you think of the channel. I like input. I will implement changes if I think that they are good suggestions. So go ahead and suggest them in a constructive way. Go ahead and subscribe so you can watch more of the lovely goodness that I produce and get that notification bell rung so you know when they come out. Social media linked in the description. Playlist links in the description. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I try and post a picture the day before I have a review out so that way you guys can see it. And that's what I'm going to be doing until I have the community tab. And even then, I'm not sure if I'll stop doing it there. I might just do it both places, but we'll see. That's for the future. Anyway, for the time being, I will see you guys next time. This review is coming out the day before Christmas. You'll have your Christmas review. You're going to have your New Year's review. And I'm not going to do another review until New Year's is over. So the week leading up to New Year's, there will be no Monday review. There will be no review on Friday. You'll just have New Year's, and then the Monday after New Year's, we'll kick it back up again with the Hound figure and Snapdragon. I love Snapdragon's name. I can never remember it, though. Anyway, see you guys next time.